What we'll be covering today in our mindfulness practice is really getting back in touch with leveling out our nervous systems. In this type of work, in the field that we're in, it's so easy for our nervous systems to go into overdrive and to be on hyper alert for the next thing that arises, whether it's a disgruntled client or an emergency or an animal that really needs our care. We can often get thrown into the anxious, negative energy of the moment. And so, with mindfulness, it really helps to remind our nervous system to come back down to neutral. We spend so much of our lives at work in hyper alert that we forget that there's a different way to operate. And so, doing mindfulness practices can really help to ground our nervous systems and to pull them out of fight or flight mode, to turn down the volume of our sympathetic nervous system, and to help support the function of our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest, digest, and recharge system. So, these opportunities that we have to practice mindfulness really help to remind our nervous system that there's another way to function. So, what we'll do today is a basic grounding mindfulness practice. And we'll start with just getting settled in a comfortable position. So, you can be sitting in a chair or lying in bed, whatever is most comfortable. And we'll be spending the next several minutes just allowing our nervous systems to come down out of our minds and into our bodies, because being grounded in our bodies is one of the ways that we can quiet the thought mind and stay present in the moment without getting caught up in the stories that our minds tell ourselves. So we'll go ahead and get comfortable, and you can decide to keep your eyes open with a soft gaze down or to close them, whatever feels most natural. And we'll start with just checking in with how we're feeling. So you might notice if there's any underlying theme of anxiety or drowsiness, or maybe you just came back from a nice hike and you're feeling pretty centered. So just feeling whatever's available in this moment right now. And even getting curious about how that shows up physically in the body. So you might notice tingling sensations or a sensation of heaviness. Or warmth or coolness. And then just noticing too, if there's any thoughts that come up, where the mind is going. What's arising? We're often pulled through the day by our thoughts to the next thing that's going to happen, or rehashing the past. So as we continue the practice, just keeping that in the back of our minds, if thoughts come up, just being curious about where they're pulling us. And noticing them, but then just coming back to the present moment, to what's actually here. And so noticing the body as it's resting here and its contact points with the environment. So noticing the feeling of the feet on the floor, and the sit bones, the ischial tuberosities pressing against the chair, the thighs in contact with the chair, perhaps even the arms resting in the lap. And with the next few out breaths, we're just going to allow the body to become heavy. So relaxing any tension and just allowing gravity to do its work. Allowing the shoulders to drop a little closer towards the floor. And even just noticing the body and its position, almost like an object in space. Maybe even looking at it from behind. So just allowing the body to be. And noticing as the body is resting here that it's moving. Even at rest, the body is breathing. And placing the attention on the movement that's happening with the breath. Noticing the shoulders rising and falling, the chest expanding. And if the mind's particularly busy, you might find it helpful to take a few deeper breaths in and out. Just imagining the rib cage expand and contract with the breath. And allowing the abdomen to be soft. And noticing the rise and fall. Noticing the arms shifting slightly. So we're almost watching the breath from inside the body, inside the torso. Feeling the body expand and contract. From the inside out. Rising and falling. Rising and falling. And if the mind wanders, just inviting it back to this present moment. If we're feeling lost with the breath, just checking in again with the feeling of the feet on the floor, the sit bones in the chair, the weight of the arms in the lap. And then again, noticing the body breathing. Turning on all of our senses to this present moment. Feeling the weight of the arms. And the cool air moving in to the nostrils. And the warmer air moving out. Even the sensation of light behind the eyelids. Noticing any sounds in the room or outside the room. And even the sound of my voice coming through as sound waves to the tympanic membranes, the eardrums. So it's almost as if the body is a receiver. Taking in all kinds of input. Each moment. And just one of those inputs being thought, but sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell also available. And the body taking in it all. And as thoughts arise and pass through the mind, like clouds in the sky, just noticing them, just as we would notice any sounds or smells. And coming back to the feeling of the body. To the breath. To the feet on the floor. Each time we return to the present moment, we're retraining the nervous system to stay present, to stay connected, to this moment that's actually here now. Just allowing the body to be and the mind to rest its attention with the breath. With this moment, for these few moments, there's nowhere to go. And nothing to do. Just resting here. Allowing the body to be heavy. Relaxing any tension in the shoulders. Allowing the jaw to become heavy. The brow and the eyes to soften. The more we can let go, the more we can feel into this moment, into what's happening now. The movement with each breath. And as we bring the practice to a close, just becoming aware again of the contact points of the body with the chair and the floor, the cushion. And even before adjusting the eyes, just becoming aware of the space around you, the room that you're in. A sense of light behind the eyelids. Becoming aware again of any sounds in the room. So just opening up awareness back up from inside the body to outside as well. And as we open our eyes and come back, just noticing the visual field and the colors that are available, the things present in the room, and how that changes our experience of the moment. We haven't gone anywhere. We just opened our eyes and changed where we're placing our attention. And so as we go about the rest of our day, I just like to invite you to stay curious about this moment. And remember that the body's always present, right? We're always breathing. So I hope you take care, and we'll be back next week.